Okay, date time stamp. It is 8:04 on Sunday night, August 29th. There is no water present anywhere in the ditch failure area or the bank failure area. I will begin the garden hose ditch test, which is 300 feet away, in approximately 20 minutes. Okay, I'm going to show you the plug that we have installed in the county ditch. You'll notice I'm standing in it and it's dry. I put a concrete plug and a 12-inch plastic plug behind it, so it should be effectively blocked. We may lose, I don't know, 10% into it, but the balance should be infiltrated under the road. In about a minute, I'm going to pull this clay pile here in front of this plug, and the next video will be of me filling the water and the water meter. Okay, this is the water meter that feeds our house only. You'll notice there's no movement whatsoever. I'll keep the video running. I'm going to turn the hose bib on that will feed the ditch. There goes the water. You'll now note that the meter is running. You'll note the gallonage. We'll be able to get a reading on gallonage in about 8 hours. So by 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, I expect water to be coming out of the bank. We'll go over and validate that the hose does in fact go in the ditch. The test parameters are exactly the same as the last test, except we have plugged off the county ditch. Obviously there's the garden hose. I've moved the clay to cover the county culvert. The ditch is dry. I'm standing in it. By tomorrow morning, it will be standing water, and it will be running out my bank. And it'll likely be standing water on both sides. I have an expectation that a slight amount of water will come out of this culvert that I'm walking. This is the culvert that's been plugged. We can't guarantee a watertight seal, so for reference, the center containment area is dry. This is the exit of the culvert here. One more time stamp for everybody. No water whatsoever. There may be some slight amount of water in the morning. We'll find out. End of test. Okay, we're going to begin the dye test. We now have our water coming out of the slope failure area. There's our timestamp. I will redo the timestamp when I reach the water meter up above. I'm afraid I'm going to run out of film here, but it is 9:32 a.m. I just did the infiltration test, and I'll pick this up in about 2 minutes. Timestamp's 9:33. I forgot, I spoke with Kevin. There's a shot of the water actually running. It is obviously clear. This is also where it's running. It's obviously clear. You'll have a reference from last night when this was dry. Then I'm going to put the dye in. So there's no question this is clear water. In about 5 hours it's going to be red. Alright, so we're 9:37 a.m. Took me about 3 minutes to get up here. This is the current meter reading, and the rate that it is running. We'll contrast that with the meter reading I took last night. The water source is here, the hose bib. You can see it dribbling. We're going to walk over to the ditch. You can see my gallon of red food coloring. We're going to identify the clarity of the water in the infiltration area prior to adding it. And we're going to take a depth measurement, and then I will stake out the total infiltration area. As you can see, the garden hose is running. It's been running approximately 13 hours. The water is clear. We've got ponding. I'd say 60 feet in that direction. And really only about 4 or 5 feet in this direction, which speaks well to the grade, or lack therein. Okay, we're gonna add the dye. 1 gallon. Red food coloring, bought at Cash and Carry this AM. Here we go. One more time stamp. In about 5 hours or so, we'll be on the other side of the bank slope and you will see a red water. Should be noted our maximum depth, and it's not increased since I've been out here at 4 a.m. this morning, is 9 inches. Directly from the repaired culvert. And I'll stake out the total ponding area so we can get a square footage measurement, but it's 9 inches at its deepest point. Okay, timestamp. It is 3:15, August 30th. The water has now turned color. It is in fact red, as we expected. It's been approximately 5 hours since I put the dye in the ditch. The flow is increasing, and it will continue to increase until I turn the hose off, which I'll do here shortly. The next video will be of the water meter itself and me shutting off up at the ditch. I'll do a timestamp there as well. We have penetration here. I believe the origins are up there. I don't think it's going to show on the video. Okay, conclusion of the dye test. We're going to get a meter reading here. 61,650. I'm going to turn the hose bib off and then walk across the street. And my next step will be I'm going to establish water levels in the ditch. Alright, so we're water off. Over there you see Vince McClure as an engineer. My dog Bear. Alright, so on this side you can see the water's cleared. The dye has left the ditch. Actually there's a little bit showing down here. By and large though it's left. The ponding still occurs. I'll do a little date stamp on this one. And later this evening I will remove the earthen dams and the concrete plug that's in the county ditch, and we'll be back to sending all the water to my house.